So now the last point in security model is roles. We already know what is role now because in a lot of discussions we discussed about role. When you create a user, you need to assign a role to a user. A role is nothing but a role which employee plays within a company. Like an employee can be a CEO of the company, a manager, associate, technician. So all these are the roles. And we also know the advantage of role. If any user is higher in the role hierarchy, user can access records of its subordinates. Now we'll specifically have a look at how can we create additional roles in role hierarchy. How can we remove any roles which we don't want, and what are the underlying settings under every role. If you want to have a look at role hierarchy, you can just simply search for roles in quick find search box. Under users, you will find roles. Click on this. Here you see a role hierarchy. So this MT is the company name I have given earlier. It's the company name. Then after that, immediately CEO role, because CEO is always the higher level role. If you click on expand, it will show you all the other roles which are reporting to CEO. So CFO, CEO, General Manager, Managing Director. There are multiple roles which are directly reporting to CEO. Then again, under every role, you can expand. Let's say if you expand CFO, there might be few roles who will be reporting to CFO. So there is accounting manager, CA, finance admin, finance manager who are reporting to CFO. So this is how the role hierarchy works within Salesforce, and even in real-time scenarios as well. In every company, this is how the role hierarchy looks like. Now you can go to this role hierarchy and you can manage all these roles over here. Like if you want to update label of any role, or if you want to change any of the settings of the role, you can just simply click on edit and you can change the settings of the role. Same way, if you want to delete any role, if you want to delete any role, you can click on delete and the role will be deleted. But when you want to delete a role, you need to make sure that there are no users to whom the role has been assigned. Otherwise, you cannot delete that role. So let's try to delete any role. Let's say this particular role is not useful at the moment and we want to remove it. So you can just click on delete and the role got deleted. So as there might not be any user to whom that role was assigned, so it got deleted. Now let's try to delete CFO role. So I'm not able to delete CFO role. The message it is saying is your attempt to delete CFO could not be completed because users are currently assigned to that role, or at least one role reports to CFO. So I think none of the users have been assigned to this role at the moment, but there are these four roles which are directly reporting to CFO. That is the reason it is not allowing to delete this role. So let's try to add a new role. So let's say under finance manager, we need to add a new role, finance administrator. We can click on add role link, which is below finance manager. Now here we can specify the role, finance. So this new role will be reporting to finance manager. And then these are the settings which I was talking about. So whenever you create any role, for every role, we have these settings. So first one is contact access, where we have three options. Same way for opportunity and case also, same three options. Let's discuss all these options one by one. First option is, it says user in this role cannot access contacts that they do not own that are associated with accounts that they do own. Which means any user with this finance administrator role, if that user owns any account record, then they will not be able to access any child contact records where they are not the owners. Second option, users in this role can view all contact records associated with accounts that they own, regardless of who owns the contacts. So in the second option, any user with this finance administrator role, if the user owns any account record, then that user will automatically get view access, means read access on all the child contact records of the account that he owns, regardless of who owns those child contact records. So even if any other user is owning the contact record, still the user of this role will be able to read all the child contact records. Same with third option, where it's like same like the second option, but in third option you will get both read and edit access on the child records if you have access to, or if you are owner of the parent account record. So all these three settings is to gain access to child contact records if the user is owner of parent account record. So with first option, user will not get access to child contact records. In second option, user will get read access to all the child contact record irrespective of who is the owner of the contact records. And in third option, user will get read and edit access on all the child contact records irrespective of who is the owner of the child contact records. Same setting for opportunity and case object as well. So for account object, all these three objects are the child objects. That is the reason any user who owns account record, they can automatically get access to its child contact records, opportunity records, or case records as well based on their role. So any questions here? Any doubt?
Yes, I am also practicing on my end on its. It doesn't show me contact access. It shows opportunity access, case access, but on my computer it doesn't show contact access.
For the reason for this is, if you go to organization wide defaults, the OWD of the contact might be set to public read write, which means already all the contacts are shared with read and edit access. There is no need of settings again.
Okay.
Right. So these are the settings which you can set up under role. So you can consider this also as one of the advantage of role. click on save. And then once the role is created, you can add users to this role. You can assign this role to any user you want. So you can click on assign users, and then if you want to assign this role to any user, you can just select all users, with which all the users are displayed here, and for whichever user you want to assign this role, you can add this user over here. So this is how you can assign any role to a user. So this is all about the role hierarchy. We have discussed how to add a role, how to delete a role, how to update the settings of the role